Hello, this is Yahweasel, this is Radical Dreamers. Radical Dreamers. We've apparently beat the Kid Le Trésor Interdit ending. I assume you don't pronounce the R or the T because French. Now, that was one ending out of 7. So I am almost positive that the way this game works, in fact, I am positive that the way this game works, you must play through it once for many of the available paths to even open at all. And so, now that I've played through it, like, I imagine you are sort of turned in so that you could only go to that ending in the first time you play through. I'm not reading this because it's the same as it was the last time round. But then things open up. What I'm gonna do, if you're watching the video, basically there's just gonna be a lot of fast motion here. I'm gonna try to cut in when things actually give me a new opportunity. I believe this is still... No, this isn't this... What? While walking behind Kid, I can't help but notice her ponytail endlessly switching back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I'm starting to get sleepy. So sleepy. Yep, okay, let's go to sleep. That seems like a great way to just play a different game, apparently. Serge. Serge! Huh? Snap out of it, lazy bones. Looking up, the tall, shadowy mansion of Lord Lynx looms before me. Maybe that's just a way to let you skip the battle that you normally get right there. I can't believe we're there already. I must have really been out of it. The hell were you daydreaming about, mate? Let's go, Kid says, disappearing into the mansion. Hey, wait up, Kid, I shout, frantically chasing after her. However, she's already deep inside. The darkness engulfs me. And let me guess, now we're back on track again. I'm gonna guess that that weird beginning bit there is just to skip the battle that's right at the beginning with the wild cats or dogs or whatever they are. Yep, okay. This looks unchanged. Oh, what was that? I could have sworn I saw a faint light illuminating the hallway just then. Okay, everything's changed. No fast motion. Literally every element of this game is changed from the very beginning. It's probably just the moonlight shining in through a skylight, I tell myself. However, looking up at the ceiling, no such skylight can be found. Hey, Serge, what are you staring at? We got a job to do here. I look down the hallway only to see Kid, already barely visible down the long, dark corridor. Take another second to see about that light situation. There's something here, I'm sure of it. It was a faint light, sort of like a camera flash, but much more subtle. Like this world where they don't have light bulbs, but they do have cameras with flashes, and people are sufficiently familiar. So, like, yes, camera flashes, like the almost explosive kind of camera flashes, do, I think, predate light bulbs, but surely the kind of camera flash that would be common and portable enough that people would be familiar with it is later than light bulbs. Like it's just, everything seems just slightly anachronistic. Like, people have just photographs they carry around, and yet there's no, like, electricity or other technology. It's like the wrong time. Serge, what are you, paralyzed? Come on, Kid says, coming back towards me. There's something here, Kid. Just as I start to think that it could have been my imagination, suddenly... Wearing a tattered old priest's robe, a figure of a young lady materializes above us. Is this... What's her face? Finally, you have come. No. I was thinking the princess from Chrono Trigger, whose name I don't recall, and she had 2 names anyway. It's like it's resonating inside my head. Popful in chat points out that Luca made a teleporter that turned out to be a time machine, so what the hell am I talking about anachronisms? Kid, can you hear that? I'm not even sure if I just said that. Could this all be a dream? Before I have time to think, Kid and Magil come up beside me, also staring at the apparition. Okay, now I know this is real. It's too real to be just a dream. Where'd she go? Black magic, witchcraft, necromancy. Seen all sorts of different types of stuff in the past, but this... I don't think I've ever been faced with anything like this before. On the other hand, Magil stands there with his usual cool composure. I doubt this is the first time he's dealing with something like this. A wave of anxiety runs through my entire body, standing here in this dark, damp hallway. I wonder, should we even be here? Was this a message of some kind to leave? Just by standing here, we might be desecrating the memory of the dead. The girl's face shines out in my mind. She seemed so sad. I do not believe this will... I do not believe this will necessarily help with our mission. Let's move on. Never been so quick to agree with Magil. Kid doesn't seem to have any objections either. Okay, now are we back onto the path? I'm trying to think what we must do. It's been long, so like, there's some things that are pretty... Okay, well, whatever. Fast motion. Zzz. Okay, this is new. I went to the atrium. There were a few splashes here and there, but instead of Kid just getting away and then blood pouring out of the fountain, Kid turns around facing me. She's stiff as a pole, blood-stained. What the? I rush over to Kid in a flash. Ah! Fish are ravenously leaping out of the water, snapping at our flesh as they spit up thick blood on us. Amidst all this, the fountain has started to spew volumes of blood-stained water. Okay, so this seems to be largely the same, but slightly changed? I back away slowly, too terrified to think. The fish, Kid says over and over, apparently in shock as she tries to clean the gorges of blood off her hands and arms. But the fish keep on coming, spitting more and more blood up on us. However, what I see next makes my stomach turn. Masses of bones and half-eaten body parts bubble up to the surface of the ponds. Heads, arms, fingers, feet. These fish are cursed, Magil shouts over the commotion. They are being influenced by something. I take a few more steps back, eager to get away from all this. I see now. These fish are something of an experiment, it seems. Their mind have been all unnaturally twisted and broken. The fear of death is thick in the air, even for these cannibals. He's right. The fish don't seem to be hungry for us. They're just madly snapping at anything that moves, even themselves. Not even the body parts are fully eaten. I can barely stomach the sight as body parts begin to spill over the tile floor. Come on, hurry, I say to Kid, looking at her arm. We carefully make our way out around the fountain. Around the fountain?! Avoiding it as much as we can by hugging the walls. Oh, so maybe again, since I've already played the game, they're gonna let us skip that puzzle. And the way they let us skip that puzzle is to make a different puzzle. Well, not a puzzle, it just happens. And this goes directly to... Everything is different. Everything is different. Crumbling tunics adorn the bleached skeletons in each cell. The weathered, crumbling garments are so faded I can't even tell their original color or make. Anything else changed about this? There's no mistake. People died here. So this is completely different. Well, if it's Lynx's jail, you'd think there'd be more screaming going on or something. Anything but this silence, Kid says. No, to be perfectly honest, I agree with her. I'd almost welcome some noise other than our own at this point. So this is the just everything is death version. Yeah, let's get out of here. This place gives me the creeps. After heading down the dark, dingy passageway for a while, eventually I start to smell the pungent odor of dead flesh. So the kitchen is gone. The armory is gone. Or maybe they're not gone, maybe they'll appear later. We come to a branch after a ways. To our right lies a staircase going up, while the start of a dark... And the face of truth seems gone. Everything has changed. Everything has changed. Oh, the battles aren't changed. The battles aren't changed. Yahweasel cast death. Actually, you know what? This is the little demon monster again that I've screwed up every single time. Yep, okay. So let's actually fight this demon because I've managed to screw it up every time. It's a demon warlock! I unsheath my knife. Now don't just attack. Size it up first. The demon stands there with its long tongue waving in the air, beckoning us to try and attack it. Beside me, Magil has just finished chanting a spell. As he extends his arm, a furious streak of fire shoots out from his fingertips. The blaze smashes into the demon. With the stench of burnt flesh thick in the air, I stare down upon the demon, now revealing a twisted smirk over its sharp fangs. Despite its agony, the demon starts to mutter something in a low, controlled tone. I look to Magil. Rush before it has time to finish. Come on, let's get him, I shout, already sprinting towards the vile demon. Kid comes running beside me at full speed, hard on my heels. The demon angrily swings its scythe out at me just as I approach. Stunned, I tried to stop running in time, but the huge scythe managed to graze my cheek. Shocked, I rub off the blood dripping from my face. Kid, who's flanked the demon from the other side, starts kicking the thing with her hard boots. Okay, so that action also gets me hurt. Terrified shriek is coming off as the thing falls to the floor. Ha, how'd you like some of that, eh? The demon coughs up dark blue blood as it collapses onto the ground. Kid, I say remorsefully, this thing's no match for us. It's barely half as— No, why are you doing that? We gaze down at the creature. What should we do? Kill it! Noticing we've stopped, the demon starts to write something on the ground with its own blood. Is it trying to communicate with us? Beg for mercy, maybe? The symbolist drawing suddenly takes on a strange glow. A glimmer of light appears. And then a crack of lightning strikes upwards from out of the symbol. Kid looks at me, then looks back down towards the demon. Just as it completes drawing the symbol, she pelts the demon in the belly. It's hurled through the air, violently colliding with a nearby wall. After a few moments, it moves no more. Kid scuffs out the symbol on the ground with her boot. It was him or us, mate. Yeah, really? Okay, so we actually did defeat it. Whew. You okay, mate? Yeah, I'm not bad. I've had some bruises here and there, and a gash on my face. Ah, are you kidding? I kicked that thing's arse so bad, it didn't even have time to say its prayers. I think this is new. I don't think I ever saw this message. Damn it, Serge. When are you gonna bloody grow up and start fighting like a man? Kid's eyes glare into me like an icy lance. I swallow a dry gulp and continue down the corridor behind her. Was this? Oh no, this is all the same. I keep popping in when nothing has actually changed. Okay, this time inside the chest was a pale blue robe, and Shay. I'm gonna go with Shay. Kid quietly says, "That name, Shay." Kid takes notice of my looking at her and quickly composes herself. The thing is, that could be a weird abbreviation of Sean, but no. You're right, there's nothing here. Come on. Before I have time to ask, Kid leads the way out. Everything is changed! I keep wanting to fast forward, but everything is changed. So great. Let's go and see what's different about Lynx's quarters now. Something strange about this place. Doesn't feel right, mate. Well, just my imagination. Yeah, this is all the same. Go in. Except now, everything has changed. Magil pauses staring at the door handle. What's wrong, I ask.
These doors, they're locked, but not with a key. Some type of force field is protecting them.
Can't you use your magic on it? He closes his eyes, slowly extending his hand out towards the handle. But then, just before he touches it, a spark jumps out of his hand.
The solution to this riddle lies elsewhere,
he says, before turning on his heel. Kid and I follow after him a moment later. I don't think that happened to me before. The Mouth of Truth is gone. That's so strange. Well, all I can do is just keep going. So far, I've just been following the left wall, as I ever do, but now that I know everything is different... Slight breeze are only welcome as we enter through the huge set of doors. Okay, so this is the hall again. Nope, it's still different. I thought it was a cathedral, and Magil says it seems
so. The candles in this room have been placed in such a way that produce patterns of shadow consistent with occult teachings,
Magil says. Looking down, I can see he's onto something. A number of strange, candlelit patterns dance around on the floor.
Do not stand there!
I instantly leap back, cold sweat running down my neck. My hand is on my knife, not that it'll do any good at this point.
Indeed, a most peculiar arrangement,
Magil continues as I back against the wall. Where was I?
This is indeed an unholy cathedral ordained for occult sermons. The shadows indicate this spot as a focal point of some kind. This entire mansion is an instrument
for defying order.
No, wait,
he continues a moment later.
I was wrong. This room isn't the focal point. The shadows don't quite meet here in focus, as though...
Look around with him. Although scared, I start to look around the cathedral. Its dusty pillars and cold, clammy walls send a shiver down my spine. Setting my sights on the organ, I walk over towards it. Strange. The keyboard is fake. There's no mistaking it. These keys aren't real. They're bound together. All the whites are one solid piece of ivory, as well as the... I mean, I don't think the black keys are usually ivory, but okay, whatever. All the black keys are also ivory, making them also white. Hey, Magil, have you seen this yet? I think I found something. Oh, great. As soon as I push down on the keys, the organ's lid suddenly slams down on my fingers. Damn this godforsaken mansion. Kid and Magil start pulling on the lid, but it's shut much too tightly. Get it off! For a moment, Kid pulls her knife out, using the blade to pry the lid up. She's able to raise it just a little bit, and I immediately remove my hands. I stumble back in an adrenaline-filled daze. Rubbing my hands, I look them over. They don't seem to be broken, but they're awfully sore. Thanks, Kid. Don't mention it, mate. I reapproach the keyboard. What a surprise. Now it opens without any trouble at all. Well, that went so well, so white keys it is. Nothing seems to be happening. Take another look at the keyboard. Okay, both at once it is. As soon as I press down on the keys, the wall just to the left of me begins to rumble. A secret passage has just opened up! Peering into it, I can see a stone stairway winding down. Everything has changed. A secret floor directly beneath this one, of course, Magil says to himself as we start down the narrow staircase. Once we reach the bottom, Magil casts a spell, allowing us to see into this dark, damp room. The faint luminescence allows us to see somewhat. We're in a room not much taller than head height. However, what's interesting is that this room seems to have the exact same length and width as the room above us. Even the pillars are here in the exact same places they were above. Okay, so... We're in, like, even though it can't be bothered to show us this, we're in a similar cathedral room, but without the whole cathedral in it. Could this be the original floor, covering up what's there now? Why would someone do that? What would they need to cover up?
Look over there,
Magil whispers. In the direction he's pointing, we see a faint cloud-like mass. No, my mistake. It's something sketched on the floor, emitting a dull, pulsating light. The Star of David in the center is an interesting choice.
What is it?
Kid asks. No, what is it? Kid asks.
I cannot be sure. Perhaps it is an inscription placed here by those that constructed this place. I must think more on this matter.
Suddenly a dry wind blows past me. Didn't come from the stairwell, and there aren't any windows down here.
Let us come back when we know more,
Medjol says. I have no problem with that whatsoever. We head back up the stairs and out of the cathedral, back into the corridor within seconds, but still that chilly feeling on the back of my neck hasn't abated. Ahead of me, I hear Kid come to a sudden stop. What's wrong, I ask him. Is this just another battle? Look over, only to see Kid pointing down the dark hallway. Squinting my eyes, I try to look for something. Oh, yep, skeleton. You always look ass death. Now you've had enough, Kid says. Okay, what's your praise gonna be like? I did fine. Phew, you okay, mate? Yeah, I'm not bad. I've got some bruises here. Okay, so this is... Because I already had damage from the last battle, and I haven't healed, I guess, it's just gonna give me this same message, even though nothing has changed. Wait a sec, what's that? Hey, a leather sack! I get to have healing. Okay, this path ended at a stained wooden door. It's the study. Maybe it actually is the study? Yes. This huge room is faintly lit by the moonlight, shining in through the tall window. Back of the room stands a large, ornate, decorated desk. Okay, for once a room is what it was before. Let's walk over to the bookshelves. Start looking at the rows of books. Most of them are written in languages I've never even seen before. Pull one of the books off a shelf. It's so heavy I had to support it with both my hands. I clumsily turn to a random page. The book contains page after page of strange scribbled symbols. They twist and dance, almost as though they're alive. Wait, what? I blink my eyes, bringing my face closer to the book. It had to have been my imagination. They're not actually moving. Wait, are they? What you looking at, Serge? It's probably just another one of Lynx's sick hobbies, collecting weird stuff like this. Yeah, but... Come on, this is boring. I want to get that flame! I reluctantly agree with her, giving a forced laugh. Yeah, I could say more, but... We leave the study, retracing our steps through the dark passageway. Finally, the passage comes to a three-way branch. There's a descending staircase in front of us, in addition to passageways on the right and left. The one on the left will take us back toward the terrace. Yes, back towards the terrace. And let's see what else has changed, like everything. Continue through the passageway. Quiet as a church mouse. Is this going to be the storage room again? Yup. Okay, this actually is a storage room. Don't touch anything. Okay, there's an item in the corner that I can't actually see. That was supposed to hint me that that's the sword, but then I'm not allowed to actually claim it because Medjol warns me, and only later when I know that it could be a sword, that's how I was supposed to know that the sword is in this room. Understood. Oh no, never mind. It just tells me, and I didn't remember. Yep, this is all the same. Here's the old woman. This is all the same. Okay, that's entirely the same. Got healed. Exactly the same. Everything's great. So let's continue. Let's sneeze. This is the treasure room. Well, this has been the treasure room in the past. Who knows what it is this time round. Door's locked. Just as before, but not for long. Before Medjol can even offer an unlock spell, I notice Kid combing her fingers through the air, revealing a hairpin after a moment or two. Kneeling down by the door, she fiddles around with the lock for a bit, and after a while unlocks it with a click. So she's a better thief this time round. That was almost too easy. An amazing sight is spread before our eyes. I don't quite know what to think of it. We're in some sort of treasure vault with piles of gold, silver, and other sparkling treasures stacked in piles, hence the word piles I used before, throughout the room. for next time. Until then, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, tell me what other obscure games you'd like to see me play in the comments below. Let me see if I can finish a sentence. Cheers from Yahweasel.